Hello and welcome back to the last video in our series that deals with the basics of setting up your business. In this section, we are going to add messages to the autoresponder campaign that you created for your online empire earlier. Now, again, to activate the campaign, you want to make sure you click Go. And just to review very quickly, in order to get to your autoresponder, is a simple process. Whoops, looks like it timed out anyway. So you want to go to your All-in-One Profits back office, hit your toolbox, go to Autoresponder. Hopefully this hasn't timed out on me. Okay, we're good. There we go. I've just let that sit a little long. Now that brings to mind though, however, when you are editing these messages, don't leave this inactive for too long. It will time out. So you don't want to be in the process of composing your message within the autoresponder. Get your message composed first, then copy and paste it and put it in your autoresponder. I've made this mistake before, been working on a message and then walked away, did something, checked on something on the stove, come back, went to enter information and it had timed out. I had to start all over again. Well, just use a template, form, or whatever for your editing. Within the downloadable guide that we have is pre-written emails, like so. And if you edit these first with your name, your email, and your business address, and get them ready to just copy and paste, you won't have to worry about the system timing out on you. Now, where these messages are concerned, and we have a number of them for you, if any of them apply to programs that you haven't actively joined yet, you can just skip those in the sequence and insert others. But in our training area also, we have a free tool that helps you write emails. If you want to start composing your own about other programs and so forth, you can do that. We also have access to a free video maker and a free ebook in the training area. So you'll want to look for that as well. But anyhow, concentrating on these emails. These emails always give you the pertinent information that you're going to be putting in them. First of all, your subject line will always be at the top. It'll tell you what that is. The send time will also be here, as well as the page links that you're going to be inserting into these emails. Now, you should have saved your promotional page links for use in these emails, because the first series of emails is going to refer back to your promotional page links quite a bit. So you're going to want to make sure that you save those to your little document for your links and your random information here. You're also going to want to save the links for all the programs that you have joined here, because some of the emails deal with those that are on the opportunity pages. So having said that, to get started, you're going to want to go over, as I said, toolbox to your autoresponder. It'll bring you over to your autoresponder campaigns. You're going to open up the campaigns tab, edit campaigns, just like that. And then you're going to come to activate this campaign. You're just, your online empire campaign. You're going to click go, make sure that's active. The active campaign that you're working on will always show up at the top. Make sure that that's activated. Just in case you were working on something else, you want to make sure that your online empire campaign is activated. Once that's done, you just go to autoresponders and click edit autoresponders. And this is where you can add messages to your campaign. This is the most straightforward autoresponder system that I have seen out there. Some of them can be very confusing. They've got a lot of steps and this and that. This is simple, which is why I like it, why I use it. Now, the first thing you want to do before you create a message is make sure that you have this clicked, HTML enhanced. You do not need to use plain text. Very, very few mailing programs are still running on plain text. Okay. Use HTML enhanced. Make sure that that's activated because you're going to need to add links in these messages. Now, your first message in your emails, of course, your subject is going to be your free access. You're going to copy this and paste it here. This message is designed to suit those who signed up, whether through an opportunity page or one of your free video pages. Okay, so this will work for either one of those pages or leads that you bring in. Okay, so you want to put your free access. The interval is 0 because you want this to go out immediately after they confirm their subscription, right? Then you're going to take the message and starting here, this fixed first name is the All-in-One Profits Autoresponder code for inserting your subscriber's first name capitalized. That's already set up for you, so you don't have to worry about that. You just want to copy this. And we've got all these messages fit on a single page here, so there's no overlap. Copy, paste. And there's your message. Now, the thing you want to be aware of is sometimes when you copy and paste, it'll break up some of the lines, all right, like here. And so all the editing you need to do from this viewpoint is just do a little text editing and fixing. Hit the backspace button and whatever to make sure that this is set up the way you want it to be. Here's another semi-broken line here. Now, the other thing you want to make sure of is that these lines aren't too long. All right. You don't want them spreading out all the way across the email. Okay. So what you may want to do is once you've got these put together the way you want them, I'm going to show you this in a minute. Get your paragraphs all together. No, that's not bad. Okay. Once you've got these kind of put back together, because what you're seeing here isn't exactly how it's going to render when it's sent. Okay, so you might want to do a little bit of patching together here. Because you don't want you want your emails to be centered when your prospect is reading these. Okay. Now, the first editing you're going to do, I missed the business address somehow. Yep. Now, as far as this, best regards, your name, your email, your business address, you can go through and edit these before you place that information in here. And then once you've got that done once, you can just copy paste that into your templates. And that'll make it easy for you. All right. So you're going to, of course, edit this with your name, your business email, and your business address. Now, once I've got this looking congruent. I want to make sure that these lines aren't going to be spread out all the way across the page. So this kind of helps in that the all-in-one profit system is going to kind of show you where to do this. At the end of each one of these lines, you're just going to hit enter once. This makes sure that these lines aren't spreading all the way across the page. And everything remains centered. That really helps with readability. So you just want to get down and put a little, just hit enter at each one of these lines so that your text is fairly centered and easily readable. And once you've done this a couple times, this will be like a no-brainer for you. You don't want a bunch of crowded text. You don't want your text all spreading all the way across the page when your prospect is trying to read it. But the way this system is laid out, it'll kind of coach you as to where to put, where to do this. And you're going to have a very, very nice and neat looking email going out to your prospects, and that really helps. Okay. Now, any place you see a prompt that is highlighted, and I'm going to fix this. This may just confuse you. I'm going to unbold that. Okay. Because the way I've set these up is any place where you see bolded text, such as, for example, click here, or go here, or start here, is where you want to put your links. Okay. And in this particular email, and this is the only one you'll be doing this with, because like I said, it was designed to apply to everyone who signs up, regardless of the splash page that they were attracted by. Okay. But in this particular example, you are going to be copying and linking all of your presentation pages in this email. So you're going to need the URL address for all 4 of them. In all of the other emails, you're going to be putting in one link. But for this first email, this is where you're really selling and promoting the opportunity in your programs. So you're going to put it in a link for each page. And this is written, it's designed to get their attention that there's, maybe they signed up because of the lead page, the free video about the leads. Well, they're going to look for this. Okay. Advertising, leads, and income. All right. But you're going to have a link that takes them to that particular opportunity page. And down here in the email, it says if you want to check them all out, just start with page 1 and hit continue at the bottom of the page. And this is page 1. Okay. So, but what you're going to do here, and this is how you put in hyperlinks if you've never done this before, you're going to go to your page links page where you saved all these. You're going to take the opportunity page link that corresponds to that part of the message. You're going to copy it. You're going to go to this click here. And you're going to click on this little chain link icon. And it'll come up. It'll say there'll be a prompt, insert or edit link. You click on that. Then you just paste your link URL in there. And then on target, you're going to click open link in a new window. And then you hit insert. And you're going to do that with all the successive page or links here. Every place, like page 2, see, is going to go here. Your opportunity page 3, the link will go here. Opportunity page 4, the link will go here. And it's always going to be the same. And then, of course, you're going to edit your name, email, and business address. And then when you're done, you just click Add Message. And your first message is going to be up there, and it's going to tell you when it's going to go out here. And after it's sent, it's going to tell you how many of these emails are opened and what the click-through rate was on each of them, which is a really nice feature. So you'll know, which pages are getting attention, which headlines in your emails got attention, whatever. Your first email is going to be your most popular one. Okay. Now, creating further messages, again, you're going to click HTML Enhance, and we're going to grab the second message in our series and put it in here, just so you get an idea of the flow of how this works. So we're going to go back and get our second email, and we're going to copy the subject again, and put it up here. Now, the one thing you're going to note is that the subject for the message before will always automatically appear up here when you add a new message. So you want to make sure that you're changing that. And our interval, as our page tells us, is going to be 1. And the insert program, or the insert link, is going to be for the promo page 1 link. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to make this 1. So this is going to go out the very next day after they sign up. And we have all these numbered that way. If you need to skip a series of messages because you're not involved in that particular program, you can go ahead and just adjust the numbers yourself here. So we're going to go back. We're going to copy this email. And again, you're going to want to edit these details. Once you've done that, you can just copy paste each one of these emails and fix that. Okay. You could save your name, email, address on your little notepad, where you're saving your information and your links and so forth, and just copy paste it in each one of these templates before you enter them into the autoresponder. So we're going to copy this message, and we're going to place it in the autoresponder. You're going to want to go back, like I said before, and check for these page, for the line links, to make sure everything is set up correctly. Now, as you can see, the spacing here is staying pretty much in line with the document. There may be one exception here. I want to space that down, make sure it doesn't override. This you're going to want to kind of put back together. Just read through the email, make sure these lines are all congruent. And then, like I said, add a little space so that everything stays centered in the page. Here, I might just want to just take this second, just do something like that, just to make sure that all this stuff remains centered. Here, I want to put these sentences back, the sentence kind of back together, and then I want to make sure they're not running all the way across the page, just like that. Any place where you see one line crowded up against another, that's a sure sign it's kind of running out. So you can just, if you don't think it's going to be too bad, you can leave it alone, but I like to play it safe. So that's how you edit your emails. Now, remember, we're putting the promo page 1 link in this email. So we're going to go get our promo page 1 link, as I showed you in the previous example. We're going to copy this, and paste it right here where it says start here. Every one of these emails has a prompt for you. Go here, start here, see this in bold letters, and that tells you where to put your link. So once again, we've got start here. I'm not sure what this anchor thing is. This is a new feature. But what I'll do here, I'm going to add this message just as it is. Then I'm going to select it again. See if I can't prompt the system to give me that link. There we go. This is what I want. The anchor text is a new feature that's been added. I don't particularly have any use for it. Insert. There we go. That's all we want. Okay. If the system, is prompting you about this anchor link, just save the message where you're at. Just reopen. So as you see, you've got a little anchor thing over here anyhow. So there we go. So we're going to update this message. And save it. Now, the other thing that you can do here with the autoresponder is that you can preview these messages. Test autoresponders, it says right here. And it says in this, it's going to say where to send these emails and choose the autoresponders that you want to pick from the list that you want to look at. But I'm going to leave this set at all. And I'm going to click Send Test Message. And we're going to see how these look to make sure they're formatted properly. So I've gone into my Gmail account, and I'm going to look at these messages to make sure the formatting is okay. And here is my first one. I'm going to open this. And we're going to look at the formatting of the email. And as you know, in this message, we only hyperlinked the very first line here. And on browsers, getting a little, oh, there we go, getting a little slow. It's taking a little bit to load. And you can see by, spacing those lines out, it keeps everything we're trying to communicate in the, right down the middle of, the page. So people don't have to read like way over here and come back. You don't want that. You want to keep your messages compressed. And even though it showed a pretty good spacing between these lines in the All-in-One Profits autoresponder template, here it's not that obvious. So you can see that these lines are together, but they're not taking up a bunch of room. And you want people to be able to read their messages just like this. So this looks pretty good. And my little smiley face came through. That's nice. Add a little touch to that. And then my final information would be down here, of course. You'll edit that with your own info. So that looks pretty good. And I put a page link in here. And I want to test these, make sure it's taking them where I want it to take them. And that seems to be working good. There's my first page. So that looks pretty good. Now I want to go and look at the second message. Click here. Open this up. Now by looking at this, what I might want to do is maybe, add another space here between Deerfick's first name and this starting paragraph, which would take me like a second to do. The rest of it, I like. And I could actually add a little more space in this section here. So I might want to think about doing that. But once you get used to using this will all become second nature to you. And like I said, once you get the hang of this, you can set this whole thing up in a tenth of the time or less than going through these videos. But I wanted to show you how to do this. And once you've done this a few times, this will become second nature to you. Okay? And this is the easiest autoresponder system I've ever used. It says, if you want to make money like a big boy, start here. I want to make sure that this link is working. And it is. The other thing I want to call to your attention, even with those little anchor things that show up in All-in-One Profits when you're creating an email, they don't show up in the final rendered edition of the email that goes out. Okay. So once you get a look at this and see how things are processing, you can say, I might want to add an extra space in here, and then once you've done that and you kind of can translate in your mind what it's going to look like when it gets to the reader, you can make those adjustments right inside your All-in-One Profits Autoresponder. And that's how you set up your email messages, folks. That's how the pros do it. And we've got a series of emails for you that are just copy and paste. And then you put your links in, as I showed you, and you're ready to go. Well, this is Timothy Miller signing off. You have an awesome day, and we'll see you in another training video.